Is Monday, March 2nd, 2009. It's 11:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I have Deborah and Kinsley with me. How you guys doing?
Doing fine tonight. How are you doing?
Fine. Kinsley?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Fine. I told you guys we had an ultrasound due. We had this morning, and we went there, and it turns out that the baby is it's only one baby. Is completely normal and healthy. I think approximately 12 weeks old. The due date will be September 15th, I believe. So that was good news for me, and Brandon, who's 3, and Allison, who's 1, got a chance to see the ultrasound machine too. We got videos and stuff. My parents got it, so we're happy. I'm a little tired today, but we're very happy. So nothing seems out of the ordinary. And that's what I was a little concerned about. So anyways, let's get started. Like I said, we're going to start with our Amber Alert cases right now. And as always, we're going to start with Adji. We all know when Adji went missing. If you don't know, Adji has a website, findadji.com. Please go to it if you haven't registered. Post any information that you have there. And please, spread his picture around. It's very important. We really want to get this case out there. Not that we are giving this case special attention, but every case is important. And every case should get equal airtime, I believe. But that's just something that hopefully will change in the future. Is there any new information on this case?
On Adji's case, no, there's not.
Okay. I don't have anything as far as the dream drawings are going, and I haven't heard anything. Kinsley, anything that you've heard of?
I have not heard anything since the nurse was wanted.
Okay.
Here.
I still haven't got a chance to watch that, but I did record it. So once again, guys, findadji.com. Please tell everybody about it. Link to it. Whatever. Let's get his picture out there. Okay. So the next Amber Alert, it would be Haleigh Ann Marie Cummings. Let me get her picture up there. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, this case, I do have some information, but let me get to Deborah and Kinsley. Anything new in the news? I know I'd mentioned the dream drawing from the previous night, saying that there's going to be something happening. I didn't hear anything. Did you guys hear anything today in the news?
There really hasn't been any news that I've seen. Kinsley, did you find anything?
No, I haven't really found anything other than a new video that has been posted. I will pull it and put it in the forum as well. But my internet's been out pretty much all day, so I haven't had a chance to really look. But when I was able to sort of glance at everything, do a search real quick, there's nothing that seems to be coming up that's near importance.
Okay. On the case file that I've been doing, the dream drawing from February 28th of 2009 is up there, and it says Haleigh, tomorrow, March 7th, news breakthrough. Apparently, it has not happened today, and there's not too many minutes left in today. Now, that said, there was actually I had another dream about this case last night, and that's posted too. It says Haleigh has been found, plot failed. Police have 3 confessions, and then the number 311-261147. I'm not exactly sure. That looks to me like a phone number. And all the digits are there. I'll look at that, and I'm sure everybody else will probably look at that too. But from what I know, Haleigh has not been found, and I don't know anything about a plot as far as in the news goes. So that's the information I have, and that's really all I have. But from the looks of it, it's pointing to I think Haleigh is going to be found very soon. If she hasn't already been found, and for some reason or another we're not hearing about it. I don't know. That you said there was a new video out, Kinsley?
Yeah. It's like a home video. It appears to be a collection of several different pictures.
Was that from the?
It's on you. It's really nice.
That's from the family?
No, from Barbie Babies.
Oh, okay, great.
Address on her website. So thank you so much, Barbie Babies.
Yeah, thank you. Can we get a link to that? I'd like to post it on the case file too, if you don't mind. Can you guys get that? guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
It's
That
sorted.
that's great.
I'm pulling it right now for
Okay.
you.
Fine. Let's move on because we have to get to these 3 cases that we didn't get to last night. So the next Amber Alert would be case 681, Amber Leeanne DuBois. That case was opened for us on February 23rd. I don't have any additional information on this case either. You guys have anything?
I don't have anything on it.
Okay, I haven't heard anything about Amber at all. And we could try to do a redo on this one. Let me look at the case file again. Basically, from what I'm seeing, I think it's possible that she is across the border. I don't see anything that indicates that she is deceased, but I would imagine that she's across the border, not by her will. She is probably in harm. I do know that that picture it did turn out to be that is a Hannah, Montana digital camera, which is up at the top of the case file on the dream drawings from the 22nd of last month. I am positive that's what that is. And we did find out, I found out yesterday, the word Cali is actually named for a road. So I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be of any help, but I did get the city of Tijuana, which is right across the border. Okay, so let's move on to case number 684, correct, Deborah? Breanna Woodside?
Yes, that's correct. And she is still missing out of Kentucky at this point. The Amber Alert is still active.
Okay, this is actually a fresh case, and I know we discussed it last night. Breanna Woodside, the dream drawings were actually done the night of February 28th. The case was opened the next day, March 1st. Looking at this, I did not do any research on this. Did you guys happen to find a Fayetteville or something like that?
There is not.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of Fayettevilles. Okay, what it?
Fayetteville in Kentucky, and then the closest was something Fayette.
Okay.
Living maybe Fayette.
Okay. I think that she's in some type of trailer. It looks like I said before, like in some type of RV type trailer, and that's something that you have a permanent residence, unless you're from West Virginia. But I think that looking at this, she is unharmed. The significance of this picture below, saying it says McDonald's camera number 4. It's possible that I know McDonald's does have video cameras. I'm not exactly sure how often they white bill. Right, I know a lot of the new systems now are digital and they can record for a while, but that might help in some way. 32114. Not sure that we found out that could be a zip code, but it did not turn out to be the Fayetteville, North Carolina I was talking about. Where was that zip code from? I think you said Florida. Yeah, okay. That's where it says Kentucky, and I think that's probably where she's at. But I don't have anything else on this. This one might be a redo. I think we talked about that yesterday.
Yes, you did. You said last night a redo for Brian. If she wasn't on by the 3rd, tomorrow's the 3rd.
Now, last night, a lot of times, if you say, well, Brian's only done one case a night or something. Well, last night I actually did a private redo per request, and then I actually have a new case that's posted. Like every day, I try to post a new case, so that is up there on the website. Should be, you look up top, you should see that, and then Kinsley and Deborah are always putting every one of these cases into the forums. So from what I'm looking at that, I think that she's safe. I don't know any other information on it other than what I put out last night. So I guess that's it on that one. Moving on to case 685, which is Deborah Kalai Forzana. Is that how you pronounce it? Forzan?
The last name would be Forzan.
Forzan.
And her middle name, which she uses as a first name in a lot of cases, we believe to be Haleigh.
Haleigh, okay. Okay, we have that case. That's also a brand new case. It was open on March 1st. The dream drawings were done at the same time on February 28th. Looking at this, we also discussed this last night. It says Deborah is in his car going to motel in Second Life, Sacramento, California, green truck outside. Now, Deborah had made it point to me that We had mentioned the words, or actually, it's actually a website, Second Life. It's a online interactive game, I guess, virtual reality game. In another conversation, completely off topic, it was a couple days before that. So that Second Life may actually be coming from just something that was going on in my mind before I went to sleep, and not what I'd like to call the universal consciousness. So I do like to make notes of that, and I'll make a note of that in this case. So the Second Life might not be really important at all. But I think the motel might be, because we weren't talking about a motel or anything, were we, Deborah?
No.
Okay. At least, okay, yeah. So we were talking about Second Life. And it's completely uncase related. So, looking at this, it says New Mexico Diner. She could possibly been, stopped at a New Mexico Diner. I don't have any additional information. What about in the news? Anything?
Nothing in the news for Deborah at this point.
Okay.
This case really bothers me because she's 14 years old, and a 41-year-old man has her. And I find that totally disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not considered an Amber Alert.
No, it never was.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand that myself. Did we skip case 681? I think I did. Which is it's Amber. We skipped Amber, didn't we? Deborah.
I thought we talked about Amber.
Yeah, we did. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, we're gonna do a redo on her.
Okay, we're doing it. Okay, we're doing a redo on her. Then Breanna. We got that.
Breanna. Yeah.
Okay, and Deborah.
And there'll be a redo for her if she's not found by the 3rd.
Okay, so that's it. So we just covered them all, right?
Right, we did.
Okay, outstanding. All right, guys, let's move on to what we were supposed to do last night. We're going to start off with case number 280. Let me get the graphic up there. All right, guys, this is Clyde Daniel Stewart. The case was requested to be open by Nancy on December 6th of 2006. We actually did not get the case open until January 19th of 2007. And Deborah has more details for Clyde.
Yes, I do. There's not as much information for Clyde as there is for some other people that are missing. But his name is Clyde Daniel Stewart. He's also known by the nickname of Cowboy. He's been missing since March 31st, 2005 from Cartersville, Georgia. His date of birth is May 10th, 1972. 32 years old, and he went missing. He would be 36 right now. His height, 6 feet tall to 6 feet 2 inches tall, 170 to 180 pounds. Caucasian male, blonde hair, blue eyes. He previously broke his right hand, and he's had his wisdom teeth extracted. He has a Confederate flag with gold news and 13 knots tattooed on his left arm. The word Mom with a heart is tattooed on his right arm. He has a tattoo of the Grim Reaper with 2 flags and the name Cowboy on the center of his chest, and a cross on one of his legs as a tattoo. He was last seen wearing a long-sleeve blue denim shirt, black Levi jeans, black cowboy boots, and a black cowboy hat with silver trim. He does have an unspecified medical condition. I have not been able to find out what that actually is. Clyde, or Cowboy, as he's known by his family and friends, was dropped off by a family member at a friend's house in the vicinity of the 700 block of Shady Brook Drive in Marietta, Georgia, at 5:30 p.m. on March 31st, 2005. He left there with a friend in her vehicle, and he was last seen getting out of her vehicle at exit 290 on Highway 20 in Cartersville, Georgia. He was carrying a green nylon duffel bag with black straps when he disappeared. They've never heard from him again, and that's really all the details we have, except he actually lived in Ackworth, Georgia at the time that he went missing.
Okay. This case, I remember now. I'm going to read you the first set of dream drawings, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I was just actually I didn't transcribe what was on the page until now. That's what I was doing. It says Mexico drug trade, MS-13, Clyde is alive in Texas gas station. Next one says Reno, Texas, broken fence, meth house, 187 Ripple Street. It says that I believe Clyde is alive, and I'm not sure if there's a connection between him and in your daughter. Also saw that he's living in the shack in Reno, Texas. There is a really detailed drawing of this house, which I believe a partial address was given in Reno, 187. And there's some type of meth lab that's going on, and actually you can see some of the instruments I believe that were used to make the meth. It says broken fence, Reno, Texas. Reno, Texas. REYNO. Okay. Well, anyways, what had happened is that a detective got a hold of this, and they actually knew the place. They went out there, and there was a Daniel Stewart living there. Full name Daniel Stewart. I think he may even went by Cowboy. Turns out there was a meth lab there. Almost like what I've described here. The house kind of looked just like it, I believe, and but it was the wrong Clyde. Seriously, it was the wrong person. But fortunately, the person that lived there was taken into custody. I have the email from, I believe, the detective, which is actually posted in that case file. So I did that, assuming that I got the wrong person, and did a second RV on January, February, March, April 7th of 2007. And what it says is, did you know that, Deborah, about this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't until now. I saw that. Yeah, I mean, it was really kind of canny or uncanny that somebody went out to this. They found this house. They found that the guy's first and last name matched up, and it was a meth lab. So I don't. I guess that there must be a lot of meth labs out there, but yeah. So, but I believe he was taken. I'm positive he was taken into custody, and the meth house was shut down. I think I have some pictures of that we might want to get up there. I do have the email from the investigator, but that is posted, minus some names or something. But so the second set was, like I said, April 7th of 2007. It says 46 finds him. He is close. Do not stop looking, Jay. 2 miles from Shoney's near the muddy water. She knows what happens, and so does her boyfriend. Third one says here. That is a it looks to me like a stream or something like that, and that's where the case ends. I don't know if anything has been followed up on this one or not. Do you guys know? I know it's an old case, but
not to my knowledge, and this would probably be one that obviously it's one that needs to be redone at some point.
Right, but what I'm saying is that this was redone, but there was no comments after that, so I'm not even sure if this one's it's being followed up on, or actually anybody's going to be even paying attention, I guess. I mean, we can do it.
Well, sometimes when you do another RV, Brian, people start paying more attention to it.
Okay.
So this is one that you could redo. Obviously you have priorities, and you want to try to redo the Amber Alert ones and some of the other cases too. But we'll try to squeeze that in as soon as possible, right? And see if we can get some
I was just reading this stuff. You nailed the place, the state, the shack, and everything. It just wasn't our Daniel Stewart. I mean, there was another Daniel Stewart with the meth lab and everything else. I just thought that was pretty weird. I'm just looking at that. If you look in there, I did tell you everything. That says
there's some way we can contact the original person that requested
it. I'm sure it's
the status with them.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even though I saved my email, so I'm sure we can go back to 2000. December 3rd of 2006 was the original request. But yeah, that's really fascinating. Okay, anything else in this one?
No, just that, like some of your other cases, like you said with this one, there's no more comments or anything. You wonder if people are paying attention. Some of the cases are like that. So I think also with reviewing them this way, I know for a fact that that's making people pay more attention to the cases. So if anyone out there can help with anything for Clyde Daniel Stewart, known as Cowboy, please send the information in, or better yet, post it in the forum.
Yeah, and what I was just talking to you about, what is actually in the case file. It's case number 280. You can get to that, I think, at the link at the top, or the links are also in the forum. But yeah, I do remember that one. Okay, moving on to case number 281. That's Heather Kalai.
Heather Kalai.
Kalai. Okay, Heather, the request for her actually, let me get rid of that last name. Was made by Jessica on January 12th of 2007. I got the case open January 19th of 2007. And Deborah, what else do we know on Heather?
Heather Kalai has been missing since July 15th of 1989. She's missing from Richmond Heights, Missouri. Now, this is one that we're looking into the possibility of her being involved and tied in with those other cases that we were doing the specials on, discussing Michael Devlin, with Sean Hornbeck and Ben Ownby, and possible other
Sure enough,
cases.
One thing that when I opened this case, I don't see the links I was supposed to put for this case. Just keep talking.
We didn't find all of them at the time. This is one that we found later.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
That's one that'll have to be linked.
Go on, and I'll add that right now.
Okay, thank you. Her date of birth is March 9th, 1987. She was 12 years old when she went missing. She would be turning 22. Yeah, 22 in another week. She was 4 feet 10 inches tall and 87 pounds. Caucasian female, brown hair with hazel eyes. She has a birthmark on her inner right thigh. She has multiple piercings in her ears. She did shave her eyebrows right before she went missing. She was last seen in green plaid shorts and a dark blue cut-off t-shirt with an emblem on it. She does have mild diabetes, and she does require daily insulin to regulate that. She needs to test her blood sugar 4 times a day. Sugared foods and water may work for her for a short time, but without the insulin, she'll go into a diabetic coma. She was staying with friends of her family. Their names are Dana Madden and Christopher Herbert, and she was babysitting their 2-month-old baby at the time in July of '99. She'd been staying with them for about a week by the time that she went missing. Their apartment is located in the 1600 block of Yale Avenue in Richmond Heights, Missouri. And during the overnight hours on the 15th, Dana Madden was working the night shift, and Christopher Herbert was not home at the time. A neighbor reported seeing an unidentified man carrying a child who was Heather's age out of the apartment at approximately 2 in the morning. The child's upper body was wrapped in a blanket. When the authorities were called to the apartment at 5 in the morning, they discovered that a white comforter with a floral design was missing from the apartment, and so was Heather. The baby was in the apartment crying, the 2-month-old that she was babysitting, but there was no sign of Heather except for a small amount of blood they found inside the apartment. They did do DNA testing on it, and the blood did belong to Heather. She's never been heard from again. They don't think that she was a victim of a random violence attack. They feel that the attacker, or the abductor, whatever you want to refer to them as, most likely knew her family or the friends that she was staying with babysitting their infant. When they were doing the investigation to begin with, they focused in on a meth ring in Missouri. They did find evidence of a meth lab in that apartment, and investigators feel that she possibly could have witnessed illegal drug activity in the garage at that apartment complex, and that could be why she was abducted, and they feel possibly murdered as a result of that, that she'd witnessed something she shouldn't have. In March 2002, they found human remains, and they thought they were Heather's, but the test was negative. They did not belong to Heather. Investigators state that they have a suspect, but there's not enough evidence to charge them, and so they have not identified that suspect publicly. In April of 2000, Heather's mother, her name is Christine, with the same last name, Colorn, had a verbal confrontation. This was 9 months after Heather went missing. She ended up getting arrested after arguing with Dana Madden during the end of her work shift at a 7-Eleven convenience store in St. Louis. Heather's mom, Christine, thinks that Dana Madden and Christopher Herbert know more about Heather's disappearance than they're telling. Christopher Herbert has given conflicting stories about his whereabouts when she disappeared. Dana Madden, however, was legitimately at work when it happened. Heather's mom has been actively involved in the case of trying to find Heather, and she's never been considered a suspect. She believes that Heather will come home safe to her eventually. They do suspect foul play, the authorities do. And at this point, it's just unsolved. They're not, indicating who that suspect could be or anything else to that effect. But this could be tied in with those other cases. We have to see if it is.
Okay.
Due to where she's gone missing from and the time frame and the look and all the factors, it's a possibility at this point. And I think one of your readers may have mentioned that it might be on your case file for this case, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay, looking at this case file, I do believe it is related to our friend Michael. Just looking at the notes that I put there. The dream drawings were done on January 19th of 2006. It says 2002 murder, rifle shooting area, 290 feet, no pain, rebirth. There's comments that says this looks like some sort of round storage container, not sure what it is. Next one says no meth drug dealer. You were mentioning something with meth. Michael called police tip line in Island 27 power box, asked Michael about the range. Then there's a little conclusion here. And it said, I did not see much doing this RV and stopped because of a headache. And I know many people want to know if this is connected to Sean and Ben's missing person case. So this is the first try I've done, and I think that it may be possible, or maybe possibly related. And this is why. And it talks about what I just said with Michael called the police tip line. It says that basically Michael is when somebody goes missing, Michael's actually getting on the phone and calling in fake tips to confuse the police, and I would not put that past him. It says also if Mr. Devlin is making fake police tips, or I guess was making fake police tips, it would contradict with RV 278. And it says I will redo this to see if there's been any mistakes. And once again, guys, this is case 281. It's all up there. And I said I'd redo it, and I didn't redo it, so this would definitely be a priority, Deborah.
Okay.
But as far as I know, this might be related. I don't know what kind of records the police have, but phone records going for Michael Devlin. But it could entirely be possible that he could be calling in was calling in some of the tips when somebody went missing to throw off authorities or whatever reason he might want to. But I did list this as a possible connection to the other 9 cases that we've now found that may be related. 9.
I think we may have pushed past 10 with what we were looking at.
Okay.
Up to 13 now, see?
The numbers are getting, yeah. And we're not saying that Michael did all this, but we are saying there's got to be a connection for more than just Ben and Sean. I know it. There's no doubt.
Even if it's not,
it's still one person. That's one child. Yeah, that's one child that we don't know, and Michael does.
Well, the thing that bothers me is I find it very hard to believe that Michael Devlin only took Sean Hornbeck and then Ben Ownby over 4 years later, and then he got caught.
Right.
That just is.
Hey, it's like anything else. Criminals, you get away with something so many times, you eventually get caught. So you want to know. It's like a shoplifter. I mean, it's not the first time that person got caught.
His vision bothers me because I envision this disgusting pig sitting in prison for 3 life terms and 60 more years with all of his disgusting charges, laughing because he's gotten away with stuff. And like I said, it can't just be Ben and Sean. It can't be. There has to be more children involved here. So we'll have to see if we can you know, tie that all together, see if we can get some resolution here. But it makes me sick because I feel like he must be sitting there laughing at us. Laughing at everybody who cares about these missing kids and what happened. You know, he has nothing to really gain by opening his mouth.
No, and that's probably why he's not. Why bring that up? I mean, why, he's not getting any. I mean, I don't think they're going to give him anything. Personally, I'd torture the guy, and then maybe and then probably castrate him, but that should have been done a long time ago. All right, the next case is case 282, which is Deborah Assassin. Am I right on that one, Deborah?
Yes, you're correct on that.
Okay. The case was requested to be opened by Natalie on January 13th of 2007. Got to it 2 days later on the 19th. This case is from Germany, I believe. Yes, and Deborah, you have more information for Deborah, correct?
Yes, I do. Deborah is missing since, her name is Deborah Assassin. She's missing since February 13th of 1996. And she is missing from Germany, actually from Dusseldorf, Wursten. Now, I believe you were stationed in Germany. You might be able to pronounce these things better than I can.
Hey, I took Head Start for a week. I was stationed. I was stationed there for 2 years. Let me see. You said Dusseldorf?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dusseldorf, Wursten.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. She was 8 years old when she went missing.
Okay. My Deutsch is really not that good, but yeah, I think you're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can pronounce the German better than I can, that's for sure.
No, okay. Go on.
If she was 8 when she went missing, then she would have just had a birthday, and that would make her 21 now, I believe. Let's see. No, she's older than that. No, I think she'd be 21. I think I might have got that right. Not sure. I'll go on.
Okay.
White teeth, straight hair, shoulder-length hair, and it is straight, not curly at all. Light blonde. Her nickname is Debbie. She was last seen wearing a red jacket that reaches to her knees, and she was also wearing a red and green checkered shirt, a cardigan with multicolored patterns and stripes on it, a short red skirt with a white pattern, gray-white woolen socks, brown ankle-high lace-up boots. She was last seen in Dusseldorf, Wursten, Germany on February 13, 1996. She was last seen by another girl. It was a classmate of hers in front of her school. And the school's name is Rheindorfer Weg, near the back door toward Wiesdorfer Strasse. So my German is not good. You might do better with that. And that's the information we have. And
I know. Go on. I know Ein Bier bitte, or Wo ist der Bahnhof, or I know very simple things, but.
Well, I know some of the curse words, and that's about it.
Okay, on this case, Kinsley's been chatting with me during this. She's finding some information on this case. She wanted me to bring up one thing. I will in a second. The first stream drawing says, was taken to apartment 36 male, white, small eyes, BKLER Avenue, Berkline, Germany, US, UK. If anybody can see that or see maybe from Germany, knows what that is. Maybe it's spelled wrong, because there's probably a good chance a lot of this stuff might be spelled wrong. It says, I believe that Deborah was taken by this man. There's a drawing of the man who at the time I believe was 36. Would probably put him 38 or 39. Yeah, but it says BKER Avenue, US, UK, Germany. The next stream drawing says, hold on, let me see what. Yeah, you're welcome. It says Germany, German house on river. She was taken to this house in Germany next to a river. I believe she stayed there for 6 months. The number 9 might be the number of this house. And here comes the UK thing again. It says, I think that Deborah is safe living in this apartment building in Crawl, UK, possibly on the 7th floor. Now, I think we did some research on that one. There was a I'm sure it's pronounced wrong. Crewe, C-R-E-W-E, which is in the United Kingdom. There's a beautiful picture right there on the bottom, if you guys can see that. That might be the building that the DD was talking to about, or not. I'm not exactly sure. But once again, this one, we did verify she's still missing, correct? And it's been a while.
Yes,
Okay.
I did verify that.
Okay. So if you're watching from Germany or the United Kingdom, which Ward's saying she might be out right now, we would appreciate your help on this one. There are links up into the forum. Does she have a website?
No, there's not a lot of information available on her. There's information through the DOE network,
Okay.
and there's not much more than that. Unfortunately, in the other countries, they don't have as many databases and information places as the United States does.
Right. Now I know that the UK is working. Actually, they're working with the EU right now. It's been going on for a while to try to get an international database set up. Working with who are they called? Interpol. And so they can freely exchange records of what's going on. Some countries have all kinds of regulations that prevent with privacy laws and stuff like that don't allow them to release records. Say you're searching for somebody. And I do know that in Europe it's really easy to go from border to border without a problem at all. In Europe it is. There's tunnels that connect, I believe, England and France, correct?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's the Eurotunnel, isn't it? Isn't that what it's called?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, and what I'm saying is, it's really it's not too hard to get somebody out of the country like we would think it is over here. And in some countries, it depends on the ages and stuff like that. I will say I don't know all the laws and stuff, but I do know that they are trying to get some type of system in place. But unfortunately, it's not doing much good right now.
Well, I hope they keep working on that,
Okay.
because there's a real problem. It's hard enough in the United States to try to locate people that are missing with all the resources that we have, and at times we feel that our system is broken.
Right.
But when you look at other countries, you really understand that we have it pretty good in the United States.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. The picture on the bottom, it says third floor. It does. I get some type of feeling just looking at that. That actually might be the apartment building in question. Have you seen that picture?
Yes, I did.
It's a beautiful area, isn't it? Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving. Okay. But
Staff is wondering if she was a victim of human trafficking, Brian. Here we go with human trafficking.
I don't
again.
know. I really don't know. It sure does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure looks like it's possible. That's right.
Another thing that I found kind of shocking is that a lot of churches over in Europe and stuff actually are fronts for some of these organizations. And you hate to say that, but they are. I mean, it's proven. There's been some real horror stories going on that we won't bring up now, but there's some really, really bad stuff that's been going on lately over there. I'm not just saying Europe, but a lot of other areas, especially around Indonesia, and so we'll bring all that up later. Do we have any additional information on this case, guys? That's all I have. It should be, redo is definitely in order, but I don't think it should be, this week. What do you think?
No, I agree with you on that.
Okay.
It would be nice if someone was able to, in Germany or UK, was able to do some searching, check into this.
Yeah, we know a lot of people from the UK, and if this is correct, this probably wouldn't be too hard to check out. She would still be there. Remember, this is 3 years old. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. It's 2 years old. 70. Yeah, it's a little over 2 years old from that one. Yeah. So we hope that Deborah is safe. Anything else on this one, guys? Oh, okay. Thank you, Kinsley. Kinsley just got. Okay. I'm posting some maps for this case here.
One of your readers, the picture that you were saying, these things Actually, it's called Crew, or maybe that's like
Crew?
how it's pronounced. It's
Okay.
Crewe.
Okay.
And so I found a map of that area.
Okay. Yeah, there's really not too much posted in the case file other than a few emails.
Well, we can keep looking at it. I'm pretty sure you're getting a feeling from those buildings.
Yeah,
Trying to figure out what those buildings are.
yeah, this says this is a UK island west of Glasgow.
Right, but if you go down, it says that there's an area called Crewe in the UK. It's right above the picture.
Yeah, the crew is in the UK. Okay. I Google, yeah. So that's actually the picture we're looking at. And then you just sent me a map?
A map of Crewe.
Okay.
Or however it's pronounced, but yes.
Okay. Thank you guys. We have a few more minutes. Actually, we got 4 minutes. Is there anything we want to discuss? I didn't really have anything planned.
Wow, 4 minutes left?
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Well, we can do what we always do. Talk about Adji. Guys, find Adji.com and please get the word out. This case is just as important as any other case. Nationality, whatever, makes no difference whatsoever. And I know we keep talking about it, and when I know that there's not much stuff out there, but anything that anybody can do, please,
Well, the other thing is not just nationality, as far as him not getting media attention.
I was kind of be nice. I was gonna say race, but
Right. This is not as exciting as some other cases. I understand that it's not such a train wreck. It's not an episode made for Jerry Springer.
Mm-hmm.
But Adji still needs that attention.
Yeah, here.
He still does.
Let me show you something.
Brian,
Yeah.
keep saying it.
I mean, you want to say black or white, well, that's the way it's looking. So please, if you're with the media or something, pressure, or we're viewers or whatever, pressure the media to do more stories for Adji. Anything. You need to get the picture out there. That's how children are found.
Well, America's Most Wanted stepped up, and I'm still waiting to see if that's going to spark more interest in the media. In a lot of cases, it does. That's been seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping and praying that that will happen.
All right,
But
I did this earlier.
Go ahead, Kinsley.
I did this earlier, and I just did it again. I just Googled and looked for news on Haleigh, and there's 2,387 on her, and there's 13 on Adji.
Well, there you go, guys. Is it racism? I don't know. I don't know.
type story, maybe?
I don't know. I really don't.
Something's wrong.
But
wrong.
that's got to change. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT. And thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Kinsley. If you are involved in missing persons or whatever and would like to come on the show, please send us an email. You can do that by clicking on Join the Show link at the top of the page. It's on there somewhere. Missing Persons Forum, where Deborah and Kinsley are redoing the entire forums. We're going to have, it's going to be a lot faster, a lot less connection problems, and a lot more interactive with pictures and YouTubes and stuff like that. So we're working on that now. They've worked, I think they spent all last night working on that. Didn't you guys work until 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing that, and that should be done soon. But the old forums are still up. But, please go and register in the new forums. And that's it for tonight. Thank you, guys, and good night.